Now on 4 News Now at 6, you're no longer required to wear a mask at healthcare facilities in Washington. Why some local health experts say we shouldn't let our guard down just yet.
And get ready for a week of wet weather as we have rain, gravel, and even more snow on the way. I'll let you know when the skies are expected to clear and a potential warm up in your first alert forecast.
A Spokane landmark is in danger of closing its doors for good. What the owner is doing to try and save the Garland Theater. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Tonight, masks are no longer required in healthcare settings in Washington, like assisted living facilities. This retirement home celebrated by swapping their old masks out for these party masks. Now, thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. While this doesn't signal the end of the pandemic, this new stage of guidelines is exciting news for a lot of people. KXLY's Jordan Smith joins us from that assisted living facility with their reaction to the new guidelines.
I'm here at the Fairwind Senior Assisted Living Facility, where staff and residents were mandated to wear masks for the past 3 years. Today marked the end of that ordinance. Residents were able to trade those masks in and see the smiles on their friends and the staff, many of whom for the first time. It was a day 3 years in the making.
Nice to see people like they used to be.
The Washington mask mandate in healthcare settings officially expiring on Monday. Residents celebrated with a fun theme, waving goodbye to their old masks.
Today is the day that we get to take our masks off. We are doing a mask trade, so we get to throw our masks away and trade them for fun masks like superhero masks or animal masks.
Darth Vader and the Avengers sitting at the same table, enjoying this new milestone. Every resident excited about this transition, but they did acknowledge the purpose that those masks served.
The old one was necessary, very necessary, but we're glad to be rid of them and celebrating this today.
And while it's a new milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic, health experts warn we're still not out of the woods yet.
We continue to recommend, obviously, that everyone is aware of their risk as well as the risk for those around them.
Spokane could see an uptick in COVID cases. Researchers used wastewater as a means to predict potential outbreaks. This chart demonstrates the COVID concentration in wastewater across Spokane. That trajectory has transitioned into a sharper incline. Over in the valley, it's a similar projection. Health experts say the best defense remains staying up to date on your COVID boosters. In Spokane, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
And while masks are no longer required, both Providence and Multicare still highly recommend that patients and visitors mask up.
Especially in areas considered to be high risk. Both also ask visitors to self-screen for COVID-19 symptoms. It's the first full week of spring. We have a good amount of wet weather on the way,
Including even more snow. Let's send it over to Emily Bloom, who's in for Chris Crocker tonight. Emily, how much are we going to get?
Well, everything that we're dealing with right now is moving out, but we may just have a little bit of redevelopment tomorrow afternoon and then more rain later on this week. Fortunately, no measurable snow in the forecast, at least for the next 7 days. What we woke up to this morning, I know a lot of people were unhappy about what they saw. Typically, though, it's not totally unusual. We usually see about 9/10 of an inch in April. Most recently, last year, we saw just over 2 inches, and the highest amount that we've seen was over 6.5 inches in 1964. Many people, specifically through Sprague, Spangle, and Fairchild yesterday, waking up to between 5 and 10 inches of snow this morning. So a lot of those reports still coming in. Currently, conditions through Coeur d'Alene and Spokane in those upper 30s, 36 in Spokane. Overall, pretty nice. And the next couple of hours, temperatures falling into those lower 30s by 11 p.m. Sunset tonight will be at 7:22 p.m. Once we get through today and tomorrow, we have a nice warm up ahead of us. We are going to bring back just the rain, no snow on Friday and Saturday because those temperatures nice and warm there. But it's going to be very heavy and beneficial rain. And then once we get through that Sunday, Easter Sunday, 63 degrees and mostly sunny skies, and then a possibility of 68 by this time next week. Overall, looking pretty nice. I'll talk more about what you can expect tomorrow coming up in just a few minutes.
Emily, thank you. Breaking news tonight, Idaho State Police say that multiple crashes are blocking all lanes of I-90 at 4th of July Pass. Here are photos of just one of those crashes. You can see cars lined up while tow trucks try to clear the road. Police say to avoid the area if possible. They also do not have a timeline for when the pass will reopen.
Expect some delays if you're driving on Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene as construction begins to widen. The highway begins on Wednesday. Crews will be widening the road north of the Spokane River Bridge for the next 4 months. During that time, only one lane will be open heading in each direction. The Idaho Department of Transportation says the project is meant to increase the flow of traffic. And also during the construction, drivers won't be able to access the highway via Lincoln Way or Walnut Avenue. For more information, including a detailed map of what the highway will look like once the project is complete, look for this story on KXLY.com.
Today, jury selection started in the trial of Idaho's doomsday mom accused of killing her 2 youngest children and her ex-husband's wife. The grandparents of Vallo's children reported them missing in 2019 after Vallo privately married Daybell in Hawaii and joined his religious group. In divorce papers, Vallo's ex-husband said Lori believed she was a, quote, godlike figure who called the children zombies and said she was sent to usher in the apocalypse.
Since she's been involved in this doomsday cult, that is not the same Lori that we knew for 13 years.
After 9 months of searching, the children were found in a shallow grave on their stepfather's property. Prosecutors say while carrying out their doomsday plot, Lori and Chad also plan to collect his late wife's life insurance money.
If Lori is convicted, we'd expect the maximum possible penalty that the court can give, which would be life in prison without parole.
While pleading not guilty, Vallo's defense team has insisted she has an alibi. A separate trial will be held for her husband, Chad Daybell, also accused in their murders. They're both charged in the death of Daybell's late wife. 4 News Now is very proud to let you know our own Mark Peterson is being honored for his work in our community.
Along with bringing you the best forecast every morning, he works tirelessly with the KXLY Extreme team, helping children, at-risk youth, veterans, and many local organizations. Today, he was surprised during this Zoom meeting and told he will be awarded with the West Central Community Center's Dream Builder Award. Mark has helped transform many buildings and spaces for organizations in our area. A few years ago, one of the Extreme Team projects included renovating the baseball field near the West Central Community Center.
I think about all of the efforts that you and your team, your Extreme team, have done over the years. I mean, there are so many countless programs that you guys have invested in that have made big differences for our kids.
Well, Mark will officially receive the award at the West Central Community Center's annual fundraising dinner. That's September 23rd. And from all of us here at 4 News Now, we want to say congratulations, Mark. Crime in downtown Spokane is certainly not a new issue, but in January, the Spokane Police Department reorganized its patrols, essentially doubling the number of officers walking the streets.
Our Derek Dice hit the streets with SPD to find out if their foot patrols are making a difference and see what they deal with every day. We witnessed a somewhat shocking amount of drug use in people with several mental health issues. Because officers still can't legally arrest people for doing drugs, enforcing the sit and lie ordinance is their best way to try to keep the streets of downtown safe. Officer Austin Neal told us flat out, the #1 cause of crime downtown is fentanyl addiction.
Problem downtown is fentanyl. Everybody here is using fentanyl. Everybody here is addicted to fentanyl. Everybody here's main drive and purpose is to get the next pill. Everyone who works here, you talk to anybody from HOC to house to anywhere, they know that's the issue.
We'll show you what happens when people get angry over the officers' enforcement of sit and lie, and you'll hear what one downtown business thinks about the increased foot patrols in Derek's special report tomorrow night on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
We are less than 24 hours away from former President Donald Trump's arraignment in New York City. How the city is stepping up security coming up. Plus,
one of the independent movie theaters in Spokane is facing financial challenges right now and possibly closing the place down forever. And coming up, how you can help save the theater.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
At Holiday, we are perfecting the air we share. Daikin's mission aligns with Holiday in advancing innovation every step of the way.
Fixed right or it's free. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric.
This is about more than just tractors. These are people's lives we're talking about here. When I'm on my Kubota, everything goes away. It's my therapy.
Okay, guys, we need to get this part ordered for Rick's tractor immediately.
Heck, they don't treat people as customers. They treat people like family.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
Snow melting, birds chirping, it's time to celebrate spring. Now's the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived for spring, and we really have the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dining sets, umbrellas, and much more. Take it home today if you're ready, or get free storage until May. Special spring clearance pricing on select items throughout the store. Come celebrate spring at Jacobs Custom Living on Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Winning the $56,000 Fred's appliance upgrade at Northern Quest could change a lot about your kitchen. But eating your feelings in front of the fridge at 2 a.m.? Oof, that's still on you. Don't miss the $56,000 appliance upgrade at Northern Quest every Thursday in April. Get one free entry daily with your Camus Rewards card and play for even more. Details at northernquest.com.
The most important thing that I want to carry on, my dad has a strong belief in, it sounds so simple, but taking care of the customer. And so to stay humble and realize that we are lucky to have them, I think that's an important trait to have.
After 66 games over the last 3 weeks, we have finally arrived at the men's college basketball championship game between UConn and San Diego State.
And these are two teams that hardly anyone predicted would get to this point. Only 1.1% of brackets had San Diego State making the Final Four. Less than 10% had UConn getting out of the West region.
In fact, more than 30% of you had Gonzaga making it to the Final Four, including me. Sadly, their run ended at the hands of the Huskies in the Elite Eight. But one person who had UConn going this far, was it this far? Alex Crescenti?
Not quite, but
okay. He had faith in UConn. All right, give us a preview, Alex.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't go as far as to say I'm an expert at March Madness because this thing is so random. But this UConn squad is a classic team of they just got hot at the right moment, and now they find themselves 40 minutes away from yet another championship. And the Huskies haven't been just good, but great in this tournament. Winners of their first 5 games by an average margin of more than 20 points. Yeah, the Zags know all about that, and they enter tonight as 7-point favorites over San Diego State. But on the flip side, the Aztecs have some Team of Destiny type vibes with them. After coming back from 14 down against FAU on Saturday, Lamont Butler hit the game-winning shot as time expired to lift SDSU to their first ever appearance in the championship game.
Most guys dream of making one of those plays, and he's made a couple already this year, and on as big a stage as there is in the national semifinals, to make that shot was incredible.
There's a lot of teams that want to play Monday, so it means a lot to us. It means everything we work for during the season, it pay off right now. We just got to keep going and stay locking and be ready to go Monday night.
So tip-off is set for just a couple of minutes from now down in Houston. And coming up on Nightside, we'll have the highlights and post-game reaction from tonight's championship game as we have arrived to the end of the college basketball season. Reporting in studio, I'm Alex Crescenti for News Now Sports.
And we are warming up nicely later on this week. We do have a little bit of evening rain and snow to deal with tonight, and then we could see some redevelopment tomorrow. Overall, temperature is going to be warming up. We do have some return of rain later on this week. We'll break all of this down coming up in just a few minutes.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Furniture Doctors.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
A superhero of the Avengers and his extraordinary fight to live.
Someone's been run over by a snowcat. He's been caught.
In sign language, you said to your family, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Thursday night on ABC.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move.
Let's go! With everyone getting ready for summer and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join.
Looking for some fun? Then come play for the day at the Coeur d'Alene Casino and discover new ways to win big inside the new Discovery Den, the first and only video game testing room in the U.S. with many of the top manufacturers in the world under one roof, where you get to play them first and decide which games stay and which ones don't. You will set the trends for the future of gaming, only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome home.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Tornadoes have killed at least 63 people this year, with 30 of those happening within the last few days. At least 79 tornadoes ripping across 11 states between last Friday and Sunday, or Saturday, I should say, alone. The American Meteorological Society says we are on track to surpass a 3-decade average of 70 per year. The AMS study also anticipates the U.S. will see the geographic region where tornadoes are typically produced move east towards states like Mississippi and Tennessee.
And much calmer conditions here. We do have some active weather moving throughout the region right now, but nothing quite like that. Satellite and radar is showing this scattered activity of graupel, snow, and rain moving through, and some isolated areas of thunder and lightning as well. All of this is going to be dissipating over the next couple of hours and moving out. Temperatures right now in the lower to mid 40s, 36 in Spokane, 38 in Coeur d'Alene, and 50 at the moment for those of you in Wenatchee. Zooming it in, bringing it a little bit closer to home, most of us in those lower 40s. Now, over the next couple of hours, temperature is going to be falling into the 30s, 36 by 9 p.m. and 33 at 11 p.m. Sunset tonight will be at 7:22. Overnight low in Spokane is going to be 28 degrees. Now, we could see some isolated flurries in the overnight hours, but it's not going to amount to any kind of accumulation for you to be worried about on your Tuesday morning. We are going to have much better conditions tomorrow than what we had this morning in many areas. I can promise you that. In the overnight hours, most of us falling back into those 20s, somewhere within the 20s, 24 in Colville, 29 in Moses Lake, and 27 will be the overnight low for those of you in the Pullman area. Waking up on Tuesday, 28 degrees, still cool for this time of year at that time of day. We'll be warming up to the mid to upper 40s though by 5 p.m. Typically we're at the mid 50s at this time in April, but we'll be getting there later on this week. Back down to 42 by about this time tomorrow. High in downtown Spokane tomorrow will be 47 degrees, and the rain, snow, and graupel that we've been seeing here over the past couple of hours, we could see a little bit of redevelopment of some of that activity tomorrow, but it's not going to be as widespread as what we're experiencing right now. Winds will be coming out of the west at 5 miles an hour. Most of us making it into the 50s somewhere tomorrow. Many areas still in the mid to upper 40s. 48 will be the high in Deer Park, 54 in Moses Lake, and 52 for those of you in the Wenatchee area. Moving into our planning forecast, this is where we've got some good news. We will see the redevelopment tomorrow afternoon, and then we do have rain returning to the forecast on Friday and Saturday. This is going to be much more widespread and heavy rainfall. No snow to be worried about, no graupel to be worried about, but it's also going to be beneficial rainfall. That is on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, Easter Sunday, you can see 63 degrees, pretty nice for the holiday, and then potentially 68 degrees by this time next week. In a nutshell, the 4 things that you need to know is the evening rain and snow. Cloudy and cool tonight. We'll be warming up this week, and then temps in the 60s for next weekend.
The sound of deliciousness. The aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, though, is threatening to close a 70-year-old landmark movie theater in Spokane. Many movie theaters are still struggling to get people into the seats.
That includes the iconic Garland Theater in North Spokane. It's locally owned and doesn't have the support of a national chain. Tonight, there's a new campaign to save the local favorite. Our Peter Choi has the story.
Oh, the sound of fresh popcorn popping. And your favorite drinks in a cup are sometimes all you need to have a perfect day.
Pretty impressed by the architecture even as a little kid. It just seemed to transport you back in time a little bit.
But there's something more that these customers come to this theater for.
Always loved going to movies, and it probably started here, honestly, because I think this is probably the first places that my mom ever took us.
Well, what are your favorite memories at the movie theater? Well, mine is eating popcorn with my friends and family. Well, the Garland Theater in North Spokane is facing financial challenges right now, asking for the community's help to save it from a possible shutdown.
Heard that there's a possibility that that could close. My heart broke.
Chris Bovey says because of the pandemic, the Garland Theater sales are down nearly a half.
So the second-run movies that this theater used to exist on for a long time, they're now already available on your tablet or your phone or anything like that at home. So that's the biggest hurdle that we have to do.
He says the goal is to raise $300,000 to be financially stable and create more engaging and interactive events for theater goers.
Let's just say if we show Star Wars, you get to come in and print your own Star Wars t-shirt, and you get free beer with that, and you get to go see the movies.
Screen printing and movie-themed meals and costume contests.
The public is asked to visit their GoFundMe page and donate. You can also find more information on our website, KXLY.com. In North Spokane,
I think that if we can possibly turn the ship around, that I think there's a chance we can actually save this.
Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Hundreds of students marched on the Capitol building in Tennessee demanding stricter gun control laws. One protester's message to the governor coming up next.
I love to hug him. I'd give anything to just be able to hug him.
The parents of one of the 4 University of Idaho murder victims are preparing to celebrate what would have been their son's 21st birthday. Their efforts to keep Ethan Chapin's memory alive coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your exterior repaint specialist.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move.
Let's go! With everyone getting ready for summer and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join.
Tonight, Hollywood Week continues with an amazing night of duets. But some will be left singing a different tune.
You have decided to leave the competition?
American Idol, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This is it. The RV sales event of the year is happening now at Click It RV in Spokane. During the I Want to Getaway sales event, get a trip to Vegas on us. Choose from the best brands, Coachman, Winnebago, Thor, and more. Payments just $175 per month. Zero down, zero payments until June, and $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Don't let these deals get away. 6 days only. March 23rd through the 28th. The I Want to Getaway event at Click It RV in Spokane. Hurry in today.
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting Floor Coating Specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular. Call Everhart Painting today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Former President Donald Trump's plane has landed in New York City ahead of his arraignment tomorrow. The New York District Attorney did not release the exact charges, but at least 2 sources are telling CNN he faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud.
Mr. Trump's lawyer saying he doesn't really know what to expect given the historic nature of this indictment, but that the former president believes he will ultimately be exonerated. CNN's Mike Valerio is in New York with more on the legal preparations and escalating citywide security measures.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to spend Monday evening back in Trump Tower, strategizing with his legal team ahead of Tuesday's voluntary surrender and arraignment.
Taken into custody with his Secret Service detail in tow. He will be booked, so he'll be fingerprinted. He'll get a NYSID number, which is the New York State tracker that shows you've been arrested and charged with a felony.
Trump's defense team is clear on its planned response.
We will very loudly and proudly say not guilty. I very much anticipate a motion to dismiss coming because there's no law that fits this.
And once the indictment is unsealed,
the team will look at every potential issue that we will be able to challenge, and we will challenge it.
On his media platform, Truth Social, overnight, Trump continued the drumbeat of the unproven claim that the case judge, quote, hates him.
What we have to do is actually let the process play out. This is the criminal justice system in America. When it's at its best, justice is blind. That's the aspiration here.
New York City leaders say there have been no specific credible security threats so far.
While there may be some rabble-rousers thinking about coming to our city tomorrow, our message is clear and simple. Control yourselves.
Violence and destruction are not part of legitimate, lawful expression, and it will never be tolerated in our city.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
New at 6. Hundreds of students marched to the state capitol in Tennessee demanding stricter gun control. The demonstration comes exactly 1 week after the mass shooting at Covenant School that left 6 people dead, including 3 9-year-olds.
But if legislators really wanted to protect our kids, they would take action against what is killing every single day. So our message to everyone here today is we know it's not drag queens. We know it's not books that is harming our children. It's guns, and we need action today.
The Tennessee governor said he wants to put armed guards in public schools. Protesters say they don't believe that would make schools safer, and it's better to address the root cause of the problem.
Also new tonight, the first grade teacher shot by a 6-year-old student in her Virginia classroom earlier this year is suing the school board and administrators. Abigail Zwerner says she knew about the child's history of random violence, and so did the administration, and they did not act proactively on concerns over a firearm in the boy's possession that day. The lawsuit alleges staff and administrators knew the child was violent at home, and his parents refused to put him in special education classrooms.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including what you can do to minimize the effect pollen has on your body. That's coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Does your current roof have moss growing on it? Is it worn out or tattered? Have you recently seen the heat and electric bills going up? Then it may be time for you to get a new roof from McVeigh Brothers. McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options to help you out, like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. So you can get everything you want now and pay for it later. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Next, ET.
I'm excited about it. Something about yesterday.
We're with country music's finest for all the action in Austin.
ET, see you at the CMT Music Awards.
Plus,
it's going to be a lot of fun. Next level.
We're with the cast of Yellowstone, Grey's Anatomy, and James Corden before his final Late Late Show ever.
We'll burn this bridge when we get to it.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Today we're hearing from Stacy Chapin. Her son Ethan was one of 4 University of Idaho students murdered last November. The devastated mom saying about her son, "I love to hug him. I'd give anything just to be able to hug him."
And we're hearing from his dad, Jim Chapin, as well. It's been 5 months since the murder, and for the Chapins, many mornings have been spent with tears in their coffee. ABC's Kana Whitworth has more.
Pushing through the earth, the yellow and white tulips bearing the name Ethan Smile, meeting the son for the first time.
It's just turned into something so special, something tangible that represents him now.
Nearly 5 months ago, the 20-year-old was murdered along with his girlfriend Xana Kernodle and her roommates Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan in that off-campus home at the University of Idaho.
It's tough. Tough not having here. Stace and I get up and watch the sunrise and drink our coffee and cry in your coffee.
Ethan's parents, Jim and Stacy, speaking out for the first time.
I love to hug him. I'd give anything to just be able to hug him.
You just always make sure you just always hug your kid.
Ethan, the eldest of triplets, so full of joy. He spent his last day on this earth with his siblings. The 3 seen here at his sister Maisie's sorority formal before spending time with Xana at his Sigma Chi fraternity and then Xana's home at 1122 King Street, where they were murdered just hours later. That house set to be demolished.
You think stuff like that never happens.
You do. You think it happens to other people, but I'm telling you, if it can happen to us, it can happen to anybody.
Both Maisie and Hunter are now back at school, preparing to graduate without their brother.
Hunter, he was kind of Ethan's wingman.
I mean, you realize when you're a triplet, you have spent your whole life together, the 3 of them.
Stacy and Jim lean on each other in what they're calling a shuttersome year of firsts, doing things they've always done, but for the first time without Ethan, preparing for milestones.
The one we have coming up first, 21st birthday.
That's going to be
We
tough.
have talked about the kids' 21st birthday forever.
We have.
That's going to be tricky.
Yeah, that is going to be a tricky time.
Yep.
Here at Tulip Valley Farms, Ethan worked in the fields planting bulbs. And now he's being remembered with his own.
Ethan, smile. There have been, right now, 80,000 bulbs sold.
The Chapins have big intentions to give back to both their communities in Skagit Valley, Washington, where Ethan grew up, and Moscow, Idaho, with scholarships funded by proceeds from the Ethan Smile Foundation.
We've created something that is good, that Ethan would love. He loved people, he loved a great adventure, and he was inclusive. If we could touch as many lives as he touched in 20 years in our lifetime, the world would be a better place.
The family knows they have hard days ahead. At the end of June, the suspect in these murders, Bryan Kohberger, will appear in court in Moscow, Idaho for a preliminary hearing. But Stacy says in the meantime, as she gets pictures from people who have planted those tulip bulbs, watching them grow really helps. And they've sold some 80,000 so far. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Here at 4 News Now, we are constantly watching court filings for this case to bring you the most up-to-date information as we approach Kohberger's preliminary hearing scheduled in June. Be sure to download the KXLY app, turn on push notifications to get the latest information about this case sent straight to your phone.
Well, many areas to the south waking up with a lot of snow this morning, but you can see most of that has melted off. And pretty nice conditions here in downtown Spokane at the moment. Mostly sunny skies. All the active weather that we've had over the past couple of hours is moving out. Now, the snow that we did wake up with, not totally unusual for this time of year. We typically see about 9/10 of an inch. We had just over 2 inches last year and more than 6.5 inches back in 1964. Now, I'm sure that what we had last night will definitely be rivaling that. Some areas down in Spangle seeing between 5 and 10 inches this morning. All of those reports still coming in. Our high today in Spokane, 42 degrees, about 10 degrees, almost 10 degrees below that seasonal average of 53 for this time of year. Sunset tonight, 7:23 p.m. And temperature is going to be falling pretty nicely here over the next couple of hours. We're at 38 in Coeur d'Alene, 36 in Spokane at the moment, and we'll be down into the lower 30s by about 11 p.m. rather, tonight. As we head into the overnight hours, down into the lower 20s, cooler than we typically are for this time of year. And once we get through this, we're going to be warming up pretty nicely by the tail end of this week, up to 63 for Easter Sunday, potentially 68 by next Monday. In a nutshell, the 4 things that you need to know is the evening rain and snow that we're experiencing now going to be moving out, cloudy and cool in the overnight hours, that warm up this week, and then potentially temps in the 60s by next weekend. We'll take a closer look at all of this coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Emily. A new nasal vaccine is showing to be effective at protecting people from COVID. That's according to scientists in Germany. Scientists tested it on hamsters. They found after 2 doses, the virus did not copy itself in the animal's upper airways, so they didn't get sick. Researchers also say it created a much stronger immune response than 2 doses of mRNA-based COVID vaccines. There are several more hurdles to clear before this vaccine could be available for use in people. The result of this study published Monday in the journal Nature Microbiology.
New at 6:30, about 1 in 36 children in the U.S. are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder every year. According to the Centers for Disease Control, scientists still don't know what causes it. But a new study suggests there could be a link between autism risk and levels of lithium in drinking water. The study published in the journal JAMA Pediatrics found a small association between the metal and autism in Denmark. The study found a moderately higher risk of autism spectrum disorder in children born to pregnant people exposed to tap water with higher levels of lithium. It is important to note that the lithium drinking water there is similar to that in the U.S., but experts say more research needs to be done.
You might have noticed gas prices slowly creeping back up with the price of averaging about $3.88 a gallon in Spokane County, $3.32 in Kootenai County. Those prices could soon skyrocket with OPEC Plus producers, a group of 23 oil exporting countries, saying it is cutting its oil production.
Whenever we see crude oil rise, 9 times out of 10, we're going to see an increase in gas prices. That can be anywhere between 3 cents to 10 cents.
The reductions will start next month and will last until the end of the year. Saudi Arabia's energy ministry says its reduction in output is a precautionary measure to support the stability of the oil markets. This announcement is on top of previous production cuts announced in October.
Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers took questions about banning assault rifles, health care, the war in Ukraine, and oil costs at a town hall today. Our Vanessa Perez attended the event and brings us the highlights.
The Congresswoman's biggest talking point was her push to ban TikTok. She calls it an immediate threat to national security. People from both sides were welcome to the town hall.
Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers took heated questions at a Spokane Valley town hall.
You talk about freedom, your party is banning books. You talk about without poverty, you are totally captured by corporate interests.
The Congresswoman pressed on banning assault rifles.
Did not have the impact as... That's not true. Yes. And the way that assault weapon bans get defined, you take weapons away from law-abiding citizens.
No, you just don't let them buy them. She spoke about her work to close the loophole on national background checks, more funding for school resource officers, and mental health.
I dropped my girls off at school today, and absolutely, it's on my heart. These shootings are horrific, and I have worked in Congress on legislation.
The Congresswoman is also calling a ban on TikTok. She calls it an immediate threat to national security. TikTok CEO recently grilled in front of Congress.
The hearing only underscored my concerns around TikTok, specifically that they ultimately are controlled by the Chinese Communist Party through ByteDance, and our data is not secure.
McMorris Rodgers also received praise for her work in Congress.
I just wanted to express our gratitude for your efforts in protecting the lower Snake River dams and hydropower, especially with regard to your Northwest Energy Security Act.
In her new role as chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee, she says she's focused on closing the digital divide, mental health in children, and ensuring reliable and affordable energy for Eastern Washington families. Live in studio, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
We are just days away from the Spokane Indians getting their season underway. Coming up in sports, Alex Crissetti tells us about the familiar faces returning to Spokane for this upcoming season.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Lines Insurance at alllinesinsurer.com.
No one does Truck Month like Wendell Ford, where our trucks are built Ford tough. F-150, Super Duty, Ranger. Some with bonus cash and interest rates as low as 0%. The best Ford trucks go fast. Wendell at the Y on North Division.
Your life revolves around your home, family, and backyard. It's your world. Shape your world with the Plant Farm. They'll help you select the healthiest plants, flowers, shrubs, and trees for your backyard. Enhance your patios and front entrance with the stunning Plant Farm signature hanging baskets. And shape your world indoors with the largest selection of unique specialty houseplants. Shape your world with the Plant Farm, because life is better in the garden.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
No one does Truck Month like Wendell Ford, where our trucks are built Ford tough. F-150, Super Duty, Ranger. Some with bonus cash and interest rates as low as 0%. The best Ford trucks go fast. Wendell at the Y on North Division.
Trump under indictment.
He will be processed, fingerprints, DNA, photos.
Next, Inside Edition, a nation divided from national rage to national glee.
See you on Tuesday, pal.
How America is responding to the first indictment of a former president in U.S. history. Then,
this is the CMT Music Awards
Behind the scenes at the CMT Music Awards. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, there's still some time left to get a free ice cream cone at Ben & Jerry's for their free cone day.
And when he says there's still time, I think there's about an hour.
Hour 15. Hey, look, it's
Get
us.
out the door. We had a chance to scoop some ice cream at River Park Square today. This event is meant to help raise money for a local charity, and this year it's raising money for Maddie's Place, a local organization that helps addicted moms and their newborns connect and recover from their addictions in a safe place.
It wasn't just us. You can see Derek Dice right there. Good Morning Northwest. Him and Robin Nance helped out. She was at Northern Quest. Derek Dice took the early shift at the mall right before we showed up. It was a fun evening, and there was a couple of kids who I questioned their choice of ice cream when they ordered straight up vanilla. I was like, look at all these flavors.
A lot of people with the sherbet.
Yeah, that was a good one. We had a fail because we didn't even get a cone when we left.
Yeah, if I had known that you guys were scooping it up, I may have made the effort to get there before coming into work.
You should have brought some into work.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough hands. We didn't even bring them for ourselves.
That's our excuse.
We
That's
met
our
a lot of people, though. Thank you to everybody who said hello.
What is that forecast looking like, Emily?
Not quite ice cream weather, but hey, if you guys are scooping, then it's ice cream weather, I guess. Satellite and radar shows that we have had some active weather here over the past couple of hours. We've had some snow, graupel, and rain moving across the region, and some isolated areas of thunder and lightning right along with that. Most of it dissipating and moving out here over the next several hours, though, as we move into our Monday evening. Temperatures right now, many areas in kind of all over the place. We've got some 30s, 40s, and a few areas into the 50s. 50 is the reading right now in Wenatchee. Zooming it in, bringing it a little bit closer to home. A few areas falling back into those upper 30s as we move further into our evening. And temperature is going to be into the mid 30s here in Spokane by 9 p.m. tonight. Sunset rather is going to be right after about 7:20 p.m. By 11 p.m. tonight, we are back down to 33 degrees. Overnight low in Spokane will be 28. We've got some isolated flurries that may be moving through, but it's not going to amount to any kind of accumulation for your Tuesday morning. I can assure you that you'll be waking up tomorrow with much better conditions than what we had today. Temperatures will still be on the colder side, though, particularly for this time of year. As we're waking up tomorrow, many areas, most areas going to be in those mid to upper 20s. We've got 31 for those of you in Wenatchee and the Tri-Cities. And then we're going to be warming up pretty nicely by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be up to 46, 47 around 5 p.m. Still cooler than where we typically are for this time of year. Usually we're in the mid 50s. We'll be back to 42 degrees by 7 p.m. right about this time tomorrow evening. 47 will be the high in downtown Spokane. We could see some of the rain, snow, and graupel that we've had over the past couple of hours return for tomorrow afternoon. If it does, it's not going to be as widespread as what we've been experiencing here across the region over the past couple of hours. Those winds by that point coming out of the west at 5 miles an hour. Highs across the region tomorrow, many areas making it into the 50s. 49 will be the high in Spokane Valley, 55 in the Tri-Cities, and 43 will be the high for those of you in the Pullman area. Now moving into our planning forecast, this is where we've got the good news and something for you to look forward to. We are going to have rain return on Friday and Saturday. That's not what I'm referring to in terms of what you have to look forward to. That rain is going to be much more widespread, and it's going to be heavy and beneficial rainfall. But once we get through that, then take a look at this, the 63 on Sunday, and that's Easter Sunday. Overall, going to be pretty nice conditions to celebrate the holiday, and then we could potentially be up to 68 degrees by this time next Monday. So at least we have something to look forward to as we make it through the middle part of our work week and moving into this upcoming weekend.
Looks good for egg hunting, Emily. Thank you. We'll keep an eye. One of the worst parts of spring, the allergies. If you're one of the millions of people who suffer from them, there are a few things that you can do to minimize pollen's impact. One allergist says it's important to identify the type of pollen that bothers you. He says knowledge is power, so people should monitor pollen counts and take their allergy pills or use nasal spray. He also recommends getting allergy shots.
May not cure you, or it may not control you, but if you get any relief at all, it'll make a difference. Because people with uncontrolled allergies can't sleep at night and they can't concentrate when they go to work during the day. So they really need to do something.
Experts also say if people aren't sure which medication they need for allergies, they should talk with a doctor about it.
4 News Now and STCU are honoring volunteers who make a difference with their time and efforts to nonprofit organizations in our area. Today, we're proud to announce that Mike Kohler has been awarded a $1,000 grant to help with his volunteering efforts. With his daughter, Mike co-founded Atlas Assistance Dogs and plays a critical role in helping to secure ongoing funding for this important program.
Really great to see people with disabilities feeling empowered by doing this.
For 7 years, this father-daughter team has been instrumental in providing training services for assistance dogs with people with disabilities. Thanks to Mike for his volunteering efforts and to STCU for making sure volunteers count.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The color of lilac is often used for the region, a hue between red and blue, but we think it's the color of the huckleberry that is the most special to the Inland Northwest. Just look for the purple, now at Rosars.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard I-Active all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of I-Active all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Life, it doesn't stand still, and neither do you. And wherever you go, we're with you. We're Global Credit Union, formerly Alaska USA. For 75 years, enriching the lives of members and guiding them on their financial journeys, giving them the confidence to not just follow their dreams, but to chase them. The future? We're on it. Let's get there together. Global Credit Union. On we go.
If it seems each Rosars is a little different and unique, it's because they are. Rooted in the Northwest since 1934.
And launching the first supermarket in the region.
We've grown organically.
With each neighborhood store, we added Scratch Bakery, Service Deli, Service Meat, local produce.
Then, we were the first in the Inland Northwest to offer an organic and natural market, Huckleberries.
And now we've brought Huckleberries and our experts to each neighborhood Rosars.
Like Lincoln Heights, 5 Mile, The Y, and more. It's our people that make the difference.
At your local neighborhood Rosars.
Along with Huckleberries, naturally the best. Just look for the purple.
I like you right by my side.
Live with Kelly and Ryan.
After a wild weekend that saw the Washington State Cougar baseball team have to have a game postponed due to snow, they then got a series win against number 12 UCLA, and today they were right back at it against BYU. Well, let's get to it. In the bottom of the first, Washington State already up a run, and Jonah Advinciola is going to help add to that lead. A double down the right field line brings home another run, and it's a 2-0 lead for the home team Cougars. In the next inning, it's a 4-1 Wazoo lead, and Jacob McKinnon gets the ball into the gap in right center field. Kyle Russell's going to come all the way from first, slide into home plate, and that throw not in time. It's a 5-1 ball game just like that. But the pitching of Washington State was also stellar on the day. In the 6th inning, Connor Wilford gets the batter looking for the strikeout as he would retire 12 straight BYU players to that point. In the 9th, junior Andrew Bond in to close it out and just does that with the strikeout as Washington State combines for 12 on the day. They get the 6-1 win, their 4th in a row.
Very impressive with our guys that they had feel, in 35 and windy, and I thought our feel, our preparation, I thought the guys were just locked in, particularly on the mound. I mean, that game was entirely about our pitching. It was really good.
Cougs will be right back at it on Thursday as they travel down to the desert for a 3-game series against Arizona State. And we are now just a few days away from the Spokane Indians getting their 2023 season underway. And ever since spring training wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, we were wondering what kind of players from the Colorado Rockies organization would be making their way to Spokane. Well, today the team released their 30-man roster, and it does include one name that is very familiar to this area. That's pitcher Gabriel Hughes, who was taken 10th overall in the 2022 draft out of Gonzaga. Hughes had only a single appearance in spring training last month, allowing 1 hit against the Dodgers while striking out 4 across 3 innings. Joining him on the mound is going to be Jaden Hill, the 2021 second-round draft pick out of LSU, and former Whitworth Pirate Joel Condoré returns home as he's going to be in the bullpen. This roster features 5 of Colorado's top 10 prospects while returning 10 players from last season. And the Indians will open up their season this week as they'll travel north of the border to take on the Canadians. The home opener for Spokane is a week from tomorrow. Hopefully a bit warmer temperatures than we're experiencing now. And the Seattle Mariners also just got underway with their series against the Angels. They're looking to get into the win column for the first time since opening day on Thursday. And we're going to have the highlights from tonight's Mariners matchup, as well as the national championship game between UConn and San Diego State coming up on Nightside. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call Russell and Hill, attorneys at law, where real people with real injuries get real results. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Get real results. Get Russell and Hill.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
When you're looking to upgrade the look and energy efficiency of your home, no one does a better job at a better price than McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime. At McVeigh Brothers, we're working for you.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jacobs Custom Living.
Well, the active weather we've had over the past couple of hours is going to be dissipating and moving out as we head further into our Monday evening. We could see a little bit of redevelopment tomorrow, but it's not going to be as widespread. And then once we get through that, we have got a nice warm up. We are going to be up into the upper 50s by Saturday, and overall a nice Easter weekend.
Wow, that is a crazy swing from 47 all the way up to 68.
Right?
And at night, we're going to see some 20s.
There's going to be no complaints about that.
I don't want to see any more snow anymore. Okay, maybe a little tomorrow.
Just a little bit.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.